But moving on, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to actually talk about COVID-19. COVID-19 is still prevalent this year, not as bad as last year because now vaccines are rolling out and people are getting vaccinated. But I just want to say, before I get into why I'm talking about this, I mean, vaccination is your choice. You can choose not to get it or get it, because at the end of the day, people are still getting COVID while being vaccinated. So, look, would I say don't get it? I mean, if your immune system is very strong, I wouldn't say don't get it. Get it, but I would say more so older people get it, just because you'll be able to fight the your immune system will be able to fight COVID and not end up passing COVID on to somebody else. So I would say COVID, the vaccine is not bad as people are making it out to be, but the side effects are crazy. In my family, 3 people have been vaccinated, and they experienced some side effects from the vaccination, and I mean, they really got, the side effects really got to them, and then they got a little bit sick. But I mean, side effects happen. I mean, when you took the flu shot, you got some side effects. So the vaccination, yeah, I would say people can choose not to. I wouldn't say go for it because, I just want to say I had COVID. I recovering from COVID. That's why my breathing is a bit irregular. Not really irregular, but it's not at a normal pace. Firstly, I'm talking coming up my comfort zone. So, so I'm, breathing okay, but not like normally. So I'm recovering from COVID. I had COVID-19. Really don't know how I got COVID. It was very strange. I was very careful, wore my mask, took hand sanitizer. We did have seasonal change, but I mean, maybe that made me get, I had COVID. I had literally had COVID, and my experience with COVID was crazy. I had body pains, like serious body pains. I'd get up and I'd just feel like, I couldn't like walk for a bit. I had to struggle. Never had crazy major like breathing problems. So I had like a flu, but it was COVID like flu. So I had, pains, diarrhea, sort of. Never had cough, never had a sore throat, had minor headaches. My breathing pattern was irregular at sometimes, not crazy, like going to hospital crazy, I wasn't in ventilation and stuff like that. I never had to get ventilation, but it was it was terrible. I mean, sleep, just like get up and feel like somebody's hitting me in the body, and it was terrible. It was terrible. But I could move a bit. It wasn't like I was bedridden, but I couldn't smell, and I could smell at first. I'd slowly lost my sense of smell. I could taste, but I lost my sense of smell. But I could do stuff. I could move around. I could, not move around like normally move around. I'd just briskly walk because like pain in my legs, I had pain in my arms, I had pain in my back. It was crazy. I literally did not know how it goes because I was keeping safe, eat well, I was eating well, wash my hands. While they suggested you wash your hands, use hand sanitizer. Maybe I was going to the gym. I don't know. I went to the gym. a lot. Um, I did travel a bit in between, but I was always wearing my mask. Um, uh, so I do not know how I got COVID, but I got COVID. I literally got COVID. It was, I wouldn't say terrible. I wouldn't say it was terrible, terrible, but it was terrible. And thank God it wasn't something like people are getting like you have to go to the hospital and get hooked up onto like ventilation system. So, ventilation system, ventilation, right? Is that how you say the word? Ventilation system. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't it was able to, I wasn't on that type of, so my symptoms were not that major. I had flu-like symptoms, but I had COVID. So uh it was crazy, but I'm recovering. Just did the self-isolation and I was able to recover. Took my medications. I mean, yeah, medication does work. I mean, if you have COVID, but you don't have serious symptoms of COVID, I mean, medication does work. So that's why I asked if the vaccination. That's why I'm talking about the vaccination. I'm not gonna say it's the be all end all, because you can still get COVID if you are vaccinated. It's just supposed to help you, you know, you know, I don't know, spread COVID or able for you to boost your immune system to fight COVID. But there is medications out there that can, slow COVID down or fight COVID and boost your immune system to fight COVID. So I mean, go ask your go ask your health professional. I'm not a health professional, but I've experienced COVID and I never had the vaccine and I was able to beat COVID. So take it with a grain of salt, or you want to take it as you want to use it as a thing to use it as a thing. Use it as a what's the term? Measuring tool? I don't want to say measuring tool, but use it as a benchmark. Oh, do apologize. As I said, I'm not in a soundproof stage. I'm not in a soundproof area. I do apologize. So, what was I trying to say? Don't take it with a grain of not salt. Take it with a grain of what's the term? I'm looking for the term, but just take it from a person that experienced it. I mean, you can beat COVID without the vaccine. So, I mean, it's not the be or end all if you don't get the vaccination. So, um, just wanted to say, don't be afraid. Just don't be afraid. Just make sure if you don't get vaccinated that you keep wearing your mask. Just keep wearing your mask and keep a distance, because I mean you're still not vaccinated. People, those who are vaccinated, will slowly be able to, slowly live back to normal. I don't know. No, please check your whoever gives you guidance on medical advice or gives you medical advice, give you guidance on medical, who gives you medical advice. Please go to them, talk to them, ask them, because there's many methods to beat COVID, depending on your situation. If your situation is bad, I advise you to get vaccinated if you beat COVID. If your situation was very bad, I advise you. But if you getting COVID and then you don't get the major systems, I do apologize, major symptoms, then I would not, and you'll be able to use, anti-vaccine, what's the word? I should have got it, but use different methods to beat COVID. Then I wouldn't say getting the vaccine is a must, just depending. on your lifestyle. If your lifestyle's up and down, I advise you to get the vaccine. If it's not, I mean, you don't really have to get the vaccine.